Hey, what's up guys, it's SNipEz. Welcome to another tutorial, and now the house that we're making, house number 14. This is going to be a mountain house, and this is good for survival, because in my survival let's play, a lot of people asked how I made the house, and so I figured it'd be a good tutorial to make. This house will take up a lot of time, just because it's going to be a full out house for survival. It's going to have a farm, it's going to have an animal farm, it's going to have mines, it's going to have everything you need to survive, and so as you can see, I already pre-prepared a lot of stuff here. I already prepared all the like all the spaces I'm going to be using. This is not going to be a total in-depth tutorial, just because each mountain and each map is different. So you can just follow along. If your mountain has enough room, you can make it like this. But you do have to consider that my mountain that I'm making this in is a little bit different than yours. And so, like I said, I already pre-prepared with all the materials that I needed. And so we're going to get started right away. So we're just going to make a doorway somewhere in the mountain like this. I'm just going to start digging it in, making a little tunnel leading into the house, as so. And let's clear out some headroom here so we can actually jump around. Alright, then on the 5th block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, let's continue mining this back farther so we have a little bit more room to work with. Yeah, there's actually, every time I play survival, I make houses like these. I actually don't make any modern houses. I always make mountain houses, just because modern houses are great for creative mode and everything like that, but for survival, they're not the best thing, because some of the materials can be hard to get. So we're just mining this. My kitchen's going to be a 13 by 7. That's how big the kitchen's going to be. Alright, let's start the kitchen here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, alright, that's right. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, there we go. Alright, start mining all of this out now. I said this house will be very time consuming, just because all the detail we're going to put into it. But hopefully this will help you guys out for survival. And once you get this house done, you will never need to leave your house, because you're gonna have every material that you need. Because I know on my survival map, when me and my friends play on it, we never have to leave the house unless we absolutely have to. Just because every material that we need, it's in our house. We have an animal farm, we have a regular farm, so we can make our like weed, stuff like that. We have animals in there, so we can make like kill cows and pigs for food. So hopefully this will help you guys out in survival, just because they're great houses to make. They're really fun to make. They are very time consuming. That's why this is not going to be a total in-depth tutorial, just because if it was, because this house already is going to be a lot of parts, just because of all the detail we're putting into it. But in the end, it's going to be worth it. So, alright, let's start mining this out. And then we're almost done with the kitchen, besides getting rid of the top the row above us so we can jump around. For you people that don't know, if you go mining, you will get a lot of XP from coal. So if you want to rank up and enchant pickaxes and stuff like that, so this will go by a little bit faster. When I say I pre-prepared in creative mode. Then I just came on survival to show you that this can be done in survival. And then, alright, so now that's how big our kitchen's gonna be. Now let's clear out some space up here so we can actually jump around a little bit. So much fun to do. So just gotta keep mining all this out. And we actually might make the roof 4 blocks tall, so you're gonna have 4 blocks of jumping space. You could do that. You could also make it 3. It's whatever you want to do. Making it 4 makes your house taller, and if you don't have a tall mountain, I would suggest going with the 3 blocks tall. But if you have plenty of room to spare, I would suggest doing it, because then it makes the windows look a little bit better. Just because it just makes the windows look a little bit better for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Just clearing all this out still. Almost done with this. Boom. Give me a couple more blocks to get rid of. And boom, there we go. Alright, let's make a window over here. One thing I always do is I'll place cobblestone at first to get rid of like where the stone would be, but then I will always go back in and replace the cobblestone later with regular stone, because cobblestone does not look that good in my opinion, and so I always replace everything of cobblestone that I have with regular stone, because in my opinion it does look better. Alright, now let's make a doorway 1 block away from this corner so we can make a living room. The living room is going to be pretty long, probably over 20 blocks. So if you have the space, you can make it even longer. And I will put this map, like the world generator, I'll put the seed in the description. So if you guys do want to build a house on this map and play survival on this map is actually wonderful for survival, just because it's going to come with everything you need. It has this great mountain that you build your house in. The walls outside were not completely flat like that. I made them like that, but the walls are still pretty flat. The nether fortress, you spawn right next to it, and you have 2 blaze spawners, so you're going to have plenty of blaze rods for blaze powder for potions, and blaze rods for the potion stand, or the brewing stand. Alright, I might have made the living room a little bit too long, but we can always shorten it a little bit if we have to. Like I said, this is very time consuming, not always fun to do, but this always helps. Just gotta put all this in. So how's everybody doing today? I do want to thank you guys for the 30,000 subscribers. You guys are fantastic. On January 9th of this year, I only had 11,000 subscribers. And now, what is it, March? Yeah, it's March, almost April, and I have 30,000, so you guys have been absolutely amazing with subscribing and all that. I couldn't ask for a better audience, so thank you guys so much for helping me out. None of this would be possible without you. So thanks for watching the videos all the time when I post them. I like making the houses for you guys, just because they're fun for me to make, and so hopefully they're fun for you to make as well. I always try to make the videos as best as I can, and as often as I can. But every now and then, because I am in college, it can be a little bit tough to find some time, but I still try my best. So, also, if you don't know, I have a new account called MCBuilder92, and the whole point of him is he's always on the community world when I'm on, and basically when I'm working on this account, he's on that one. It's still me. There's no other person controlling it. I just have 2 TVs right next to each other. And so he's on the community map while I'm on this map, or on any of my maps. And the whole point of that is so more people can get on the community map, because if I'm working on a project like I'm right now, it's kind of hard to open up the community map with all the projects I have going on. And so hopefully this will resolve all those issues, and hopefully this helps a lot. And so hopefully everybody can have a good time still. I do know that there are griefers, and that is a problem, just because everybody has their abilities. Because right now I'm actually seeing on the other screen somebody lavaing the map, and I really can't do much about that, because I can't have my eyes on this TV and that TV at the same time all the time. And so I guess you just gotta learn to trust people, and you just gotta learn to, this hard to explain. I mean, if you want to grief the map, they can. I wouldn't suggest it, but oh, alright. Alright, so that's a little bit, let's see, let's replace that with cobblestone. Let's make a window right here. The window is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks long. Let's come 2 blocks away and make another one. Let's make it 3 blocks away. You'll see why when we do the interior later. This house will also have interior to it, because you're not going to want to have a plain house. I mean, that's just never fun. Never looks good if we do it that way. Alright, now we just got to get rid of this top layer. and the living room will be basically done. We're probably still going to make it wider, just because if you look, it's not too wide right now. But we just got to work with what we have already. I think this is the first house I've made in actual survival. Huh. I mean, I know I've done houses for survival, but this is the first house actually doing it in survival. Just to show that you guys actually can do this in survival. Because if I'm saying, oh, you can do this in survival, and I'm not showing you how to do it in survival, it's not going to be as believable. And so hopefully this will help you guys believe that you guys can actually make this house in survival. And this is actually going to be an extremely nice house. All your friends are going to be jealous. That's the whole goal, is to make your friends jealous. Oh man, so much fun to do all this. And so I'm not sure if I went over all the materials that we will need. You will need a lot of materials for the house. Some of the stuff is optional. You don't have to do all the options I suggest. But in the house I made first, I made the kitchen to where it would be nether brick floor. And so once you get a diamond pick, or you do the bucket method, you can go to the nether, get some nether brick from the nether fortress. You will need a lot of wood, because I like making the floors out of wood. But we usually do those things last. We usually finish up the house first, and then we'll go in later and start adding in the floors. Let's see. You will need snow. I would probably say wood's probably the biggest thing to have. I'm just going to mine out this coal. I mean, because wood's going to help with a lot of things. And so, if you have plenty of it, even better. It's really easy to find as well. I mean, it's not like it's hard to find trees on a map, unless you have a flat map. Alright, we'll go back in and fill that in with stone later. Alright, let's make the windows taller. Boom. Alright, let's go make a furnace real quick. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make some stone while we're working on... Do I have a workbench? I don't think I have a workbench. Huh. You think I would? Let's see if we do. There's all my enchanted pickaxes I had to make for the video. Like I said, I was pre-preparing for all of this. I mean, oh, it looks like we have plenty of stone. Alright, so I'm going to place a lot of this cobblestone in the chest. Looks like I did prepare for the stone. So where'd the stone go? Where'd I put it? There it is. Alright, let's take out a lot of stone. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a balcony. Balconies are always great to have in houses. They can make the house look a lot better, in my opinion. Alright, so we have that. Let's just get rid of that real quick. Alright, so we're going to make the balcony going all the way over to that piece right there. So it's going to go in front of the living room. So let's make a doorway like right here. And then place some stone. Let's also get rid of this right here. Place stone. See, it makes it blend in a lot better. And then the balcony is going to be 4 blocks wide. So you're going to have 3 blocks of moving space on the balcony. So you're going to have plenty of room to move around. I mean, it feels really weird that I have to crouch to place blocks. It feels like I'm going back to the old days of Minecraft, when we didn't have creative mode. I still kind of miss those days because it took a lot more skill at the time. Not saying that Minecraft doesn't take a lot of skill, but at the time, building without creative mode, I mean, it was just, everything was more time consuming. It wasn't given to you. If you wanted the materials, you had to go get it. And so there was just something about it that made it really fun. Actually, let's see. Let's actually just make this 3 wide, just so it stays even with this. And for now, we're gonna, I can't talk. We're gonna make a railing out of stone, but later we're gonna go back in and we're gonna fill all that in with glass panes to make it look better and more modern. So we are still going for a little bit of the modern look, but just not as much. So let's get rid of these. Place some stone. Get rid of this. Place some regular stone. Make the house look a little bit better. Also, the nether portal will be going in your living room. I'll show you how to make that once we get to that. So let's extend the living room out a little bit wider It's really long, but it's not too wide, is what I'm getting at, is what it looks like. I wish I had torches, but I don't have any wood on me. And with a survival house, you always want to have 3 ways. Well, I wouldn't say always, but I would always have more than one way into your house. Like on my other map, I had 3 ways leading into the house. I had one leading in from the water, so I could always take a boat if I was traveling pretty far away and I need to get home quick. I always had that water so I could go through there. I also had a way to get out of the back, so if I want to go to the desert behind the house, I could go there. But if I also wanted to get out the side of the house onto the mountains, I could also do that as well. So it's always great to have more than one entrance into the house, just because it can help your friends if they join the game, and it can also help you in the long run if there's like a creeper outside your door that you don't want to deal with. So just like the little things of like that can really help your house. So, and I think this is wide enough once we get done with this. And I kind of feel like we should make this 1 block wider. The kitchen 1 block wider. So we're going to do that. And you'll see why I'm going to do that here in a second. It's just going to be because I don't like having doorways even with the next room's wall, if that makes sense. Like, you see how this is even with this? Like, this doorway is even with the wall. I don't like that. So we're going to change that. So we're going to do this. Oh, that looks a little bit better. I like that. And let's replace that with stone. Alright, let's get rid of the coal here. Again, coal, never reject coal. It can really help you rank up to level 30 extremely fast. For you people that don't know, redstone, diamond, lapis lazuli, and coal, those rank you up extremely quick in this game. I'm not sure if it's the same on the PC, but I know on the Xbox it's like that. So, Dr. Pepper, great soda. Alright, so we have all of our rooms done. Let's see. I'm actually going to go back to creative mode, get some glass panes, and so we can work a little bit with the house more, get some torches. And so we'll be right back. Alright, hey guys, we're back. So we have everything that we need. We went back to creative mode and we got everything. And so we're going to put some torches down to light this place up. Boom, put those there. We're going to put some glass panes in the windows. Got to break those. Alright, we're going to go back onto the balcony. And we're going to put the glass panes where we put the stone for the railing for the balcony. Get rid of those. Place those down. And then place some glass panes in the windows here. Boom, just like that. Man, we're looking good so far. Alright, one thing we're going to do, we're going to take some stone out. One thing that always helps, in my opinion, always helps make the house look better. If we take regular stone and place it 1 block above the window, just like one line going all the way across to the other wall. I'm not sure why this makes it look better, but in my opinion it does. Then that middle block, let's place one there. No, I like that. That looks pretty good. Alright, so we have all that. That's what this so far what the house is looking like. Okay, so now let's see, what should we do now? Let's actually make the kitchen. We'll do the floor later, like I said, but let's actually put the countertops in and everything like that. Oh, so I'm gonna go back over to my box. Or let's actually just use regular stone. You just want to make a countertop going all the way across the room and all around the room, and then we'll edit it and put everything in that we need and that we don't need. So we can place this here. Let's place like 4 cauldrons right here. Boom. Let's make this window 1 wider. Glass panes there. A torch. Oh, that's not a torch. Boom. And another cauldron right here. So we have plenty of cauldrons. which is good. So if you need water, we're gonna have plenty of it. In the middle of the room, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out some furnaces, if I can find them. We're gonna lay down we're gonna make a square that's gonna be 3 by 3. Make sure the furnaces are facing in, and you'll see why here in a minute. Alright, so just like that. Now what we're gonna do is place a piece of netherrack on, like, get rid of that stone in the middle, replace it with netherrack right here. We want to light it on fire with our flint and steel. Okay, that wasn't a flint and steel. Man, I'm just messing up a lot. Alright, flint and steel like that. What I want to do is we want to take out some stone stairs and some stone brick, or not stone brick, just regular cobblestone and cobblestone stairs. Place those there. And then what we're going to do is place some stairs on the sides on each corner like this. And then we're going to go into our inventory or into our workbench and make some cobblestone slabs. Well, we need 4 of these. Get the cobblestone slab. Place them like this on the corners. And then I kind of feel like we should make this one taller. Like the entire house. It's going to be 4 blocks tall. Because that piece right there, it's one of my favorite pieces to add into a kitchen now. And it looks a lot better if it's 4 tall, not 3. So we're going to clear out this layer up here. And hopefully you guys will see how it looks better. I mean, again, this is only my opinion. You can make your house 3 tall. It all depends on the size of a mountain you're making it in. This also works in a ravine. I've also made several houses in ravines. It's actually my favorite places to make houses. Usually mountains, you can run on the other side of them. Like you can go through the mountain. But with a ravine, you're most likely not going to run into anything instead of like a mine or anything like that. And so we're almost done with clearing out the kitchen. We're going to have to do this with the living room as well, but we can do that later. Almost done with this. And whoop, got rid of those by accident. But I mean, it's not like they're hard to replace. We have plenty of cobblestone. Alright, place a piece of cobblestone up there. The stairs back to where they're supposed to be. There we go. See, that does look a little bit better. And now if you crouch, you can see this middle block right here. You want to get rid of that and place a glass pane so it looks like it's absorbing the heat like that. Alright, so we have that. Let's make a little doorway right here. This will lead down to the animal farm eventually. So let's just make that there. We're not going to do anything with that yet. We're just going to make it there for now. Let's see. So we already have the cauldrons for water. We have the balcony door. Alright, let's replace the floor with nether brick. That's what we're going to do now. And so, if you don't know what nether brick is, go to the nether fortress, and you can find it in a nether fortress. It's basically what the nether fortress is made out of. And then the nether brick's only going to go to the door to the living room. So you want to stop right here, like right before you get to the doorway. And then that's going to be in the living room it's going to be wood, but in the kitchen it's going to be nether brick. And then make sure we get under the cauldrons as well, because you can see under the cauldrons. So let's make sure we get rid of those. Alright, something's telling me I'm going to have to go get some more nether brick, but I have plenty of that in the chest. So let's start filling all this in. Boom. Let's make the outline of it for now. Let's get under the cauldrons. Just like this. You can also do this in creative mode if you want, if I did not mention that. Almost done. Alright, let me go to the chest room that we have. Oh yeah, that's also one thing I forgot to say that's going to be in the house. There's going to be a chest room in the house, And the whole point of a chest room is to organize all of the materials that you go mining. So like when you go mining, if you need cobblestone, everything's going to be nice and easy to find because everything's going to be labeled. I will show you what a chest room looks like once we get to it, and how one is supposed to look. And it will just help keep things organized. And so if your friends come to your house and they want to get something, you can always go to the chest room and they can find it with a nice and easy label. Alright, so this is what the kitchen's looking like so far. We're going to keep the walls stone. What else do we need? I would say let's get a workbench in here. I mean, we have a workbench right here. So let's get that one. Then let's place the workbench somewhere like right here. Let's place some furnaces down. So if we want to smelt some coal, or not coal, you can't really smelt coal. If you want to smelt cobblestone into stone, you can do that. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 furnaces. So that should be plenty. We have plenty of room in the middle of the kitchen right now. Let's go get, I would say we need maybe 2 chests, maybe 4, just to be safe. And so let's get some wood. I made sure I had plenty of wood now. Coming prepared. Look at this. I thought about everything that I needed. Only too bad I didn't think about it before I started the video. Alright, then let's just make a couple chests. Just like this. And then we can place the chest over here because we have plenty of room. Alright, actually, let's place the chest here. We can place some stuff in there. And then let's make a food chest so you have plenty of food you can put in here. And let's stack them on top of each other. And then let's make a little, just like that. Alright, so yeah, that's what the kitchen's looking like. That's what it's going to look like. There will be more added to it eventually, but for now we're done. Yeah, so stay tuned in Wednesday for part 2 of how to make this house. So in part 1 we just worked on making the kitchen and we made the outline of the living room. So in part 2 we'll probably finish the living room and we'll start working on the upstairs and the downstairs. So thanks for watching, guys. Please rate and subscribe.